What's up, friends? This is Manni and welcome to the AVALON Battleship, fully maxed in war robots, and how it embodies everything that's wrong with war robots. Let me show you my health here. 1.15 million HP is what I started with when I began to engage the same Titan. He has different weapon setups on it, and he doesn't have my drone, but he is doing a lot of damage to me with his sonic weapons, and he is doing even damage that you should technically not be able to repair back, right? Because it's the sonic weapons. Now, even though this is basically the same Titan, fully maxed as well, at the end of this battle, remember I started with 1.15 million HP. I go out of the battle with 1.3 million. This is wrong, and this battleship and the reason how it's implemented and what happened beforehand is the problem. And I'll show you and explain to you why this is everything that's wrong with this game. All nicely summarized, especially when you take it in combination with these Titan repair amplifiers that are really one of the biggest problems in the game right now when it comes to Titan play. Now, why do I say the battleship embodies everything that's wrong with the game? Because it's not just a battleship. It's what it does and what other battleships did before. Have you realized that the roulette battleship was previously very popular in keeping you in the game with 2x durability extenders on it as a support turrets, right? So what happened then? Then came the Paladin battleship that had a built-in durability extender plus a slot for a durability extender in its turret slots. And on top of that, you gained a 300k Aegis shield that you could use in addition to staying alive, in addition to healing yourself. What did they do then, right? Then they nerfed the Paladin battleship. It no longer gives you as much gray HP. It no longer gives you as much shield. What they do next is they implement the AVALON battleship that doesn't give you a shield, but it gives you exactly the same thing. It heals you up, it restores your gray HP, and it provides you with a durability extender slot. So what happens next after everyone got the AVALON battleship and does obviously what all players want to have is the ability to extend the durability on their robots and Titans. And this is something they keep recycling over and over, the same very idea that you get sold over and over again and you buy it over and over again because they make what you previously had to use the same feature useless. It is unbelievably wrong, and it's always the exact same thing they sell you. And they just make your previous technique or strategy on how to obtain that or do that weaker and useless, like in the Paladin example, right? It no longer restores the amount of gray HP. If you really want to keep in the game with your Titan indefinitely, now the Paladin battleship is not the way to go anymore. Now it's the AVALON battleship, at least for the next 2 months, until the next battleship comes in. The previous AVALON gets nerfed. The gray HP restore will get heavily nerfed, right? Instead of 10% gray HP restore, it will be 3%, and maybe even adjusting the durability extenders at some point, who knows. And then from this point on, the next battleship coming in, the I don't know, whatever it could be, battleship name, the Galactica. The Galactica will come, and she will offer a sweet 15% gray HP restore plus instant HP fix, and of course immunity to all negative effects. It's so insane, man. I mean, sometimes I really wonder why we I mean, the thing is, the game is fun when it wouldn't be so heavily mismanaged, right? This is why we are still here, because if we put all this bullcrap aside, the gameplay itself would be fun. If it wasn't so heavily mismanaged by this greedy company that just keeps ruining it for you and literally stealing from you. You buy something in the game, they literally steal from you. They put their hands in your pockets, grab the money right out of it, the value, right? The value that you have invested into the game, and offer you that, well, if you want it back, all you gotta do is $9.99, and it's selling you the same thing again. You know, it's unbelievable, and it's so shady. And I have to drink my coffee, I'm sorry. Getting a call. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, hello? Alright, so back to the topic at hand, ladies and gents. I'm using the Avalon here, and you see I'm running 1.8 million HP now. So every damage I take, I will simply restore. Now I'm at 1.9 million, because those flamethrowers conveniently fill up battleships in seconds. Of course they do. It's a new weapon, man. So look at what I'm doing to him. He had his reflector, he had his jump, and now I'm pushing him into the wall. Actually, okay, he does have the jump, but I'm like completely squeezing him into that corner and he can't go anywhere. Oh man, I kind of feel bad for that, but uh-oh, I have to cool down the weapon. Hold on. Maybe I can kill him with the jump? Alright, never mind. Inferno did it. But yeah, so whatever damage I take, you can see in the top left, boop, and boots, there it is, gone. No more damage, full HP. Now it's 2 million. So not just are we repairing our health, that regular health that you lost. On top of that, we repair a really large chunk of the gray HP you shouldn't ever be able to get back, right? That's the point of gray HP. It's permanently lost HP. That's the point of it. But of course, nothing is permanently lost if Pixonic can sell you to get it back. It's so insane. And then on top of that, with the durability extender, I get even more HP every time. Right? So it's unbelievable. Really, this is just insane. And then with the repair amps, making it impossible for enemies to deal, bypass my resistance, which I think is even crazier on the Luchador right now. Also, by the way, why I spoke about this and said, don't worry guys, or what do you mean don't worry? I think this is something you should worry about, is that the Luchador will get nerfed. I'm not saying this because I want to, but because I know how Pixonic operates, and I know that they will not let an older item perform at the same level or even better, perhaps, than a Bedwehr Titan with its high resistance it got and its built-in gray HP restore. So the nerfs are very likely to happen, even though I despise nerfs in general. Things should just be right from the start, right? But yeah, so that's why I said that. And I think here comes a Luchador, by the way. And the repair amps are really the problem. It's not even the Luchador itself, or the Rook, or the Bedwehr at this point. It's rather the repair amplifiers. And I would probably guess that Pixonic might do something about them. Because also here, these items are in circulation for so long now, and have been sold in such mass numbers, being found on pretty much every Titan in the game from players who are, running somewhat meta-relevant stuff. That, yeah, at this point, it's time for them to nerf the repair amps and sell us another version of them, right? Watch, it's going to happen. I can already tell you, the repair amps are going to be nerfed very soon, and Luchador probably as well. Even though the real issue doesn't even come from the Lucha, it comes from the repair amps. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lucha gets a nerf as well. Yeah, and this is why, ladies and gents, I say it's everything that's wrong with Roro, as you can see it here in the Titan and in the battleships. How they recycle the same thing every time and sell it to you again while making what you previously bought useless. This is something that we find not just on battleships, of course, and Titans. We find it everywhere in the game. This is basically the definition of war robots by now. And yeah, something I wouldn't want to write on my on my flag as a game developer is like, hey, we're really good at nerfing your stuff and selling it to you again. Yeah. But maybe you remember that I used to show you a video not so long ago, maybe half a year ago, where we looked at some kind of conference or some kind of developer training where like game developers are literally trained how to abuse their player bases, how to to draw as much money out of it as possible, and keep the game just fun enough for the customers to engage with it. There was pretty much every topic covered in this schooling, from abusive matchmaking systems where players are deliberately put against more spending, more powerful players that they simply can't compete with, to create a higher incentive for people to make purchases. From that over to also to nerfing of content and to making new content and making it always better than the previous, and so on. Gambling and loot boxes and you name it, it's all in there. I try to find it again and link it to you down in the video description pinned comment. If I was successful in finding it, then you'll find in the video description pinned comment a link for that, okay? And you can watch it. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was like 10-15 minutes of a video where you can see how abusive this entire industry is and how disrespectful to their customers it is. It's unbelievable. You can't even imagine how they think of you as a customer. It's unreal. And I'm sure Pixonic is not going to be happy with me sharing that and telling you about it, because clearly Pixonic has been in one of such conferences at one point or the other. And I'm sure you're not going to hear that in any of the other creators for WarRobots nowadays, but you'll hear it from me for sure, because I feel like you as a customer should know about this, how you're being manipulated. This is insane. Yeah, so meanwhile we're bullying WarRobots players here in Free for All, just chomping across the map. With a heavy slow tank titan that was somehow allowed to jump 500 meters every few seconds. Makes sense, right? The T-95 tank destroyer in World of Tanks, a vehicle you basically cannot penetrate from the front. It also drives around with 50 or 60 kilometers per hour, right? Oh no, wait a minute, it's slow as balls, because that is how you balance things. But anyways, we all know that WarRobots has nothing to do with balancing. But yeah, so hopefully this was an interesting video to you. I felt like sharing with you how the AVALON Battleship reminds me about everything that's wrong with WarRobots and the fact that what happened to the previous battleships and such. And yeah, so watch for the link down below. I try to find this video for you, and catch you in the next one. Manni signing off. Bye bye.